Would you like to know a little bit about royal icing? I'm Ginger Holiday. Come join me today for royal icing experience.
All right, here we go. Today, for this royal icing recipe, you're gonna need some things here. You're gonna need a spoon, you're gonna need a scale, a jar, you're gonna need some egg whites, and you're gonna need some powdered sugar. All these great things together are gonna make a wonderful royal icing concoction. All right, so turn your scale on. And then you're going to need to put in, well, okay. Yep, shake it up. Shake it, baby. 33 grams to 66 grams of egg whites. Liquid would be preferred. That's 1 to 2 eggs. And now, measure that out. There we go. All right, so you're going to add your powdered sugar to texture, basically, which, that means it's just going to be, you're going to put as much as you want in there. And you're looking for kind of the consistency of paste, or in this case, that's for flooding. So if you're going to make cookies and just flood the royal icing on there. But we're looking for a thicker texture to do drop lines. So just add a little bit more powdered sugar, and it'll work out just great. Yep, that's the kind of texture you're kind of looking for right there. Kind of gooey. These are called cornets. They're made out of parchment paper, and I'm going to show you how to make them right here, right quickly, right now. All right, so you're going to take your parchment paper. You're going to cut it into half. If you have bigger, it's better if you have a bigger piece to cut in half. Just works out better. But anyway, you could start with the flat side that you didn't tear. And you're going to make a real sharp, pointy point. And then you're going to fold that over like that. And, fast motion. Then tuck in the rest to secure it. And, there you go. Looking good. So I've got this cake here. I've covered a dummy. And I chose not to cover the entire thing because I don't really see the point if you're just going to take a photo of the front side of it. It's just a waste of fondant. So, do what you got to do, but this is a business after all. All right, put some of your royal icing into your cornet. Not too much now because, it's going to dry out. So see how there's a seam here? Yep. You're going to want that in the back so that when you pull on it, it kind of tightens it. Oh. And if you got a little too much, just scrape that off. And then roll that baby up. Okay, and I didn't cut the end here. And you can see that tiny little bit comes out. Now you can cut the end to make it easier and more flowing, whatever. So, like I said before, we're going to be doing drop lines. So you start at one point. You want to turn your cake. Start at one point, hold it up, and then kind of let it do its own thing. You don't want to pull too hard because, you're just going to break it. And you can do a second layer. You can do as many layers as you want here. I mean, it all just depends on your design. Oh. Now, see what's happening here? These are breaking. You really don't want that. And you know what that means? It just means that your royal icing is too thin. And it's just going to continue to break. So what you're going to want to do is just scrape it off. And so if it's too thin, add some more powdered sugar. That is really all you need to do. So once you've done that, you can just continue. And see how my rows are not super straight and they're not very even. Well, that can all be remedied, but you're going to need to have some patience. So what you're going to need to do is just measure where you need to put each line and where you're going to have your loop hit. But with practice, this just comes really naturally. You just kind of go with it. And even on a non-dummy cake, it's not going to be the end of the world if you mess up, because you can just scrape it off with fondant. I mean, if you're doing this on buttercream, which, dear God, buttercream. Yeah, and as I'm showing here, I don't know what those fingers were doing. But anyway, you can do all sorts of designs. But the best advice I would say is just to practice, because practice makes, I don't say perfect, but does make you better. All right? Practice makes better. Is that a thing?
Thank you for watching Ginger Cakes. I hope you learned a little bit about how tricky royal icing can be. But with the right tools and the right know-how, you can do anything with it. Don't forget to subscribe.